So this video we'll use is just a little expose on the Worcester Fire Department located in Worcester, Pennsylvania. It's in Montgomery County. It's about 35 minutes west of Philadelphia. This township is primarily agricultural over the years with a crop farming base and mostly dairy farms. However, in the last 20 years or so, it has been slowly changing over to more of a residential. We don't have much commercial here. We have some houses, mostly single, because of the land restrictions here, 2-acre minimum lots and on-site septic and well. So it's kept suburban sprawl away. However, everything around us is pretty much grown to almost capacity. So we're happy to still be a little bit rural here. Hence the use of a tanker truck and a field truck. We still do have some of the pieces which were synonymous with a rural department. This first one here is a 1999 Ford F350. It was a very early model year F350. We ordered it in 98. And because of the changeover from the OBS body style trucks to the Super Duties, this one kind of came early. Has the small turbo, small front axle. Even though it's an F350, it's pretty much built as a 250. They did a mid-model year change to put the bigger Dana 60 axle in it and bigger turbos on it. It's a very, very, very small turbo. It's got a lot of turbo lag on this truck, but it does run well. It's only got 13,000 original miles on it. It is equipped with front ground sweeps, a Warren winch, 7.3 diesel automatic. The interior, we upgraded the seats. From the bench seat, we put a Havas center console in to house all the lighting and radios, and then these are the actual actuators for the front ground sweeps. This one's the right, that's the left. These are from like a paratransit van company, an upfit van company. Ford would not sell us bucket seats for the Ford truck. They said it was a liability issue. We'd have to order them as parts. You can see this truck was white from the factory. It was a standard pickup truck. We had the body upfit company do this. The body upfit company was taking advantage of a Ford promo, which if you gave the upfit company the bed, the factory Ford bed, they would give you a Knapheide replacement body for free. It was steel framed with 2x8 pressure treated wood deck. It didn't hold up well, it rotted out. This is from EBY Body Company in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We had them make the custom boxes for us. We did put heavier duty springs on the front and rear, more aggressive tires. This is a 250-gallon Hale slide-in unit, 18 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Vanguard. So it has nothing to do with the drivetrain of the truck, but you can pump and roll with this, run the ground sweeps while you're driving. This also has heavy 12-gauge power or 12-volt power back here. This runs primarily the Hale pump vane primer, but it also we can put the winch back here and plug into there for the winch if we're getting stuck. But the primer we can prime out of creeks, ponds, and swimming pools. Great little truck, 1999, has served us so well. We have no intentions of replacing it. These field trucks, we usually keep them until they're either rusted out or they're just no longer feasible to keep. The second truck here is kind of new to the addition. We've never had a special service unit. We added this in 2023. We don't have an ambulance squad here in this township, so a lot of the medical calls that we go to assist on, we needed something with the AED in it, med bags, things of that nature. So this truck was to fill that void. It does a very good job. It's very easy to get guys qualified to drive it because it's only an F550. So we can get a lot of guys in this really quick and get a quick response. Even though we're a volunteer company, we're turning out 20 to 23 people per call, which is kind of unheard of in this atmosphere of today's volunteerism. It's kind of shrinking. But we're doing very well with our retention and recruitment, and this is part of it. We're putting on really nice equipment for guys to come and operate, and it does seem to be bringing them out. This truck was also purchased with the help of a grant through the Matt Bradford State Rep's office. This was a much-needed piece of equipment, and it goes out a lot. It does do some accident with injury duty. We're one of the departments that still goes out on just car accidents and a lot of oil dry application, cleaning up the oils off the road and just assisting EMS. Does a great job at that. Good, quick first response unit where, fire suppression is not needed. Here we have our 2015 E1. It's a Typhoon chassis, 400 horsepower Cummins in it. This was the first emissions truck we had. This is our, frontline runner as far as an engine is concerned. We always were an E1 company. However, we've slowly moved away from E1. This truck has had some, typical diesel exhaust emissions issues. The DPF has been a little bit of a problem, and the DEF was the first truck that needed that. So it was a bit of a learning curve, but it does have a 2,000 gallon Hale pump on it, holds 750 gallons of water. It does also hold our rescue tools. This one will become actually a squad here in the near future. We're purchasing an engine, which is a down and dirty engine. You know, it's going to have 1,000 gallons of water, a lot of hose, and not a lot of other stuff. It's going to be just a straight up firefighting engine, and this will take over the squad duty with the rescue tools. It's been a good truck. The E1s have served this department well over the years. This over here is kind of a love-hate relationship with this thing. It's a KME. It's a Predator chassis. It has a 60 series Detroit in it, which is probably one of my most favorite engines ever. Other than the Silver 92, boy, did they have a sound to them. This truck here, from a drivetrain standpoint with the Allison transmission and the Detroit, we've had literally no problems with the drivetrain. The truck, though, however, KMEs are KMEs. You're getting what you pay for. You know, it's just like the Ford and the Chevy, acronyms that people make fun of them, and KME keeps mechanics employed, or whatever you want to say. But it has been a relatively good truck. We're having terrible troubles with this Wilbert light tower right now. We're converting it over to LED, but we just haven't been able to seem to get it right. It's always something. 2,000 gallons of water. This also has a Hale pump on it, and just a really, I can't say enough about this truck. It's a good workhorse truck, and we do need a tanker in this area. We're only about 60-40 with hydrants, meaning 40% being hydrants. This truck here is the newest to the fleet. It's a 2023. It's a Pierce, and it's an Arrow XT, which are my favorite trucks. I love the heavy spec chassis of the Arrow XTs. And this truck we waited a long time for. We replaced a KME with this vehicle here. The reason we really wanted to go with this truck was because we wanted the Detroit DD13 over the Cummins, and we really wanted an Arrow, and they were discontinuing both. Pierce is no longer going to offer the Detroit. It's all going to be PACCAR or Cummins, and the Arrow XT severe duty chassis is going away ever. The most common thing to look for in Arrow XT is the divider in the middle of the windshield. The new Enforcers have a one-piece windshield with a third wiper. This truck has really outperformed and overperformed our expectations. I know there's going to be a lot of debate on whether or not Quints are viable or not, but because we are a rural department, we run about 400 calls a year, we really needed a Quint. We looked at going with a dry ladder, but because of staffing, and you never know who's coming as your first in engine or second due engine, we didn't want to not have water. So we built the truck on the platform that it is totally an engine. Totally a ladder. We really wanted it to be just a ladder in all aspects. We wanted a pass-through compartment here for the Stokes basket and a number of other things. And then over here, we just wanted a lot of ladders on this truck. So this truck boasts about 250 to 270 linear feet of ground ladders. The ladder tunnel is actually packed with ladders, as well as the main has ladders up on the main, and we also have then our side stow ladders here. The truck does have high angle rescue equipment on it, some swift water rescue, and I'm trying to think what else to really differentiate. It also has a light complement of rescue tools, vehicle rescue tools on it. It really is designed as a ladder, and Pierce makes it easy. With the puck configuration, we were able to throw this puck pump on it and actually have 500 gallons of water and a very modest pump panel. So I mean, the area that this takes up is minimal. There is no engine doghouse here. It's just, it really is a great truck. It's not overly long. It's very easy to drive. It has good power, good manners. The 107-foot Ascendant aerial is a great piece of equipment. I cannot say enough about this Pierce Arrow XT. It's been a great piece of equipment. I just hope that we continue to have good luck with it. And it really is. It gets dispatched as a ladder, and all of its first due responsibilities are a ladder. It never has a confused role with being a Quint. Even though it is a Quint, it is literally listed in the county CAD as a ladder. So for the naysayers out there, roll up on a car fire, or if it has to protect itself, that's what we needed. And that's why it's a Quint and not just a dry ladder. The Traffic 83, we used to have a pickup truck, but it was a little too short with a 6-foot bed. We couldn't get the barricades in it. This is a 2015 GMC. I believe they're called Savannah 3500s. Has a Knapheide body on the back. We got this bigger body with the taller profile so that the fire police, when they close a road, they could open these doors up, put their barricades here, activate the light, the arrow board at the top, and then stand inside and get out of the weather. Not getting rained on or snowed on, and this just gives them a little bit of shelter, a lot of visibility, and a way just to get out of the weather while they're directing traffic. And it has a billboard side here, so that there's no not seeing this thing. It's been a very great fire police unit. This was also part of the Matt Bradford grant. This was, man, oh man, this truck does everything. As you can see, it has a snowplow mount on it. We run a Boss V-plow. This truck goes out to say cardiac arrest or ambulance calls during snowstorms. We plow the real long farm lanes to get the ambulance up closer to the house. We'll plow the lanes adjacent to a vehicle wreck so that the engine can park on a stable surface and not be on snow and ice. So it goes out for a lot of different stuff. Takes our firemen down to the fire academy. When we do have a big structure fire, we transport all of the rolled 5-inch or 3-inch in the bed of the truck. And it also just does duty of running to the store to pick up cases or pallets of water. It's just a versatile piece of equipment that I'm shocked at how often it goes out. But it really does support the fire police too. They use this as a secondary vehicle if they got to close down both ends of the road. So you would think, what are you going to do with a pickup? But boy, this thing has really, I tell you, checked a lot of boxes for us. And at a great price. We bought all these on the CoStars program. They were very inexpensive versus a retail value on the Ford dealer parking lot. Great truck. It's got a 6.4 Godzilla and runs great. It really does run great. I'm very impressed with this truck. As you can see, our color scheme has kind of changed a little bit with all our new apparatus. We're going to an all red with the lower black stripe and black wheel paint scheme as opposed to the old traditional white roof. When the current engine goes out for repaint, that will be after the new engine arrives. We're going to match this one to those colors. It's going to get a light refurb just to clean some things up that are broken on it, some dents and dings, and get it to match. The tanker, however, we're trying to justify that, but this is another truck that doesn't see everyday use, but when we need it, we need it. We just haven't decided whether the investment is worth it on the paint scheme or just let it run its course. We are a completely volunteer fire department. We've been around since 1959. A number of farmers back in the day really saw the need for a fire department, and at that time, the township didn't see the need for it. They fought very hard all the way up to the state Supreme Court to get a charter, and they won. And that was the birth of the Worcester Station 83 Volunteer Fire Department. We've been around ever since. We're very robust financially and with our members. We're very blessed to have a great group of guys here. I've been here 31 years. I've been the chief engineer for 20 of those years. And I'll tell you, for me, it has been a pride to serve this community and to be able to work on and keep all this great iron running. So here it is, Worcester Fire Department. There she is, the flagship, Ladder 83. We're super proud of that truck and can't wait for the RXT Pierce engine to show up here in the next couple of months. Thanks for watching.